the Hall of Fame are Billy Cunningham and Julius Erving. Ladies and gentlemen, Maurice Cheeks.
First, I want to congratulate all the other inductees. I'm honored to be in the same class with you.
American professional basketball coach Maurice Edward Cheeks, better known as M.O. Cheeks, he is a former player, is the assistant coach for the National Basketball Association, NBA, New York Knicks. In addition, he led the Detroit Pistons, Philadelphia 76ers, and Portland Trail Blazers as head coach. In 2018, Cheeks was admitted as a player into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. He has a net worth of over $10 million. Houses. He owns a Wynwood property. The 1.5-acre Story contemporary property is a showstopper, built in 1952 and designed by the Elias organization. When Cheeks, who played multiple seasons for the Sixers and later was a head coach, lived here, Image Design renovated and redesigned the whole property for the NBA star. As evidenced by these bird's-eye views, the expansive home stretches along its 2.5 acres and features outdoor amenities like an in-ground pool and outdoor shower, a stream, and, fittingly, a basketball court. An original stone spring house also on the property serves as an extreme juxtaposition to the contemporary home. The home clocks in at 5,371 square feet and features 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, and 1 half bath. Thanks to the home's many windows, the interiors are flooded with light. One of the highlights of the home, however, is in the main living room, where there's a 2-sided stone fireplace that serves as the centerpiece. Childhood. Cheeks went to DuSable High School and was born in Chicago. From 1974 until 1978, he was a student at West Texas State University. Cheeks averaged 16.8 points per game and shot almost 57% during his undergraduate career, making him an All-Missouri Valley Conference player for 3 consecutive seasons. In WTSU/WTAM history, he ranks as the 3rd highest scorer. Maurice Cheeks is a married man to Melissa, and they have 2 children, Hannah and Cyrus. Playing profession. The Philadelphia 76ers chose Cheeks as the 36th pick in the second round of the 1978 NBA draft, following his graduation from college. He spent 15 years in the NBA as a point guard. 11 of those years were with the Philadelphia 76ers. In the early 1980s, he was selected for 4 NBA All-Star games and led the 76ers to 3 NBA Finals visits in 4 years, 1980, 1982, and 1983, including an NBA championship in 1983. Cheeks was well respected for his defensive prowess and teamwork while starting at point guard for the Sixers, a squad that occasionally featured stars Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Andrew Toney, and Charles Barkley. From 1983 onward, he was selected for 4 consecutive NBA All-Defensive teams until 1986 and earned a spot on the second team in 1987. Sixers of Philadelphia, 1978 to 1989. The Philadelphia 76ers chose Cheeks with the 36th choice in the second round of the 1978 NBA draft. His best seasons were spent with the 76ers. He established himself as the starting point guard and received considerable playing time with the 76ers at the young age of 22. Every season he played for the team, aside from the 1987-88 campaign, saw the 76ers qualify for the playoffs. He was chosen for his first All-Star selection in his 5th season in the league after averaging 12.5 points, 6.9 assists, and 2.3 steals in the 1982-83 campaign. The 76ers, who finished with the second-best record in this era with 65-17, also had the best season of this era. Season high in the history of the 76ers team. That year, they would go on to win the NBA championship, which turned out to be Cheeks' only title. For the remainder of his tenure in Philadelphia, he would be a vital member of the 76ers, but the team was unable to replicate the degree of success they enjoyed in the 1982-1983 campaign. From 1986 to 1988, he was chosen for 3 additional All-Star games. He averaged a playoff career-high 20.8 points per game over the entire 1986 postseason. He would average a career-high 15.6 points in what was regarded as his best season ever during the 1986-1987 campaign. But the 76ers lost in the opening round and were no longer serious candidates for the championship during the 1987 postseason. In the subsequent year, during Cheeks' final All-Star game, they were eliminated from the playoffs. Cheeks continued to play for the 76ers for 1 more season. They returned to the postseason but were defeated by the New York Knicks in the opening round. Spurs of San Antonio, 1989 to 1990. The Philadelphia 76ers acquired Johnny Dawkins and Jay Vincent from the San Antonio Spurs in exchange for Maurice Cheeks, Chris Welp, and David Wingate during the 1989 offseason. Even though Cheeks was 33 years old and nearing the end of his career, he was still a productive player for the Spurs, averaging 10.9 points throughout his tenure in San Antonio. He was the team's starting point guard and appeared in 50 games. But he was unable to play for the Spurs till the end of the 1989-1990 season. Knicks of New York, 1990-1991. Rod Strickland was acquired by the New York Knicks in exchange for Cheeks on February 21, 1990. Cheeks averaged 7.9 points per game in 31 games with the team while spending the rest of the season in New York. The Knicks finished 45-37 in 1990 and qualified for the playoffs. However, they were defeated 1-4 by the Detroit Pistons in the second round. The Knicks qualified for the playoffs the next season, but they lost to the Bulls in the opening round. Hawks of Atlanta, 1991-1992. The Atlanta Hawks acquired Maurice Cheeks from the New York Knicks during the 1991 offseason in exchange for Tim McCormick and a 1994 first-round draft pick, which would eventually be Charlie Ward. Cheeks was no longer a starting caliber player as his scoring average plummeted to 4.6. In the 1992 offseason, he became an unrestricted free agent and chose not to sign another contract with the Hawks. Playing for the Atlanta Hawks against the visiting New York Knicks in the second-to-last game of the 1991-92 season, Cheeks picked up 4 thefts to tie old Philadelphia teammate Julius Erving for the record of 2,272 steals in the ABA and NBA. Kevin Willis, a teammate, set a season record for the Atlanta Hawks in rebounds in that same game. Nets of New Jersey, 1992-1993. Cheeks was signed by the New Jersey Nets on January 7, 1993, as a free agent. Despite playing in just 35 games for the team, he finished the season with a career-low 3.6 points per game. The Nets made it to the postseason. However, they were defeated by the Cleveland Cavaliers 2-3 in the opening round. Retirement. Cheeks became a free agent following the season, but he never returned to the NBA. At the age of 36, he left the NBA. The 2018 Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame inducted Maurice Cheeks. Cheeks is ranked 6th in steals and 11th in assists in NBA history. He was the NBA's all-time leader in steals and 5th in assists when he left the league in 1993. Throughout his career, he averaged 11.7 points and more than 2 steals a game. During his first NBA playoff season, Cheeks set an NBA record with an average of 4.1 thefts per game during the 1979 playoffs. Career as a coach. Following his retirement, Cheeks coached the Quad City Thunder of the Continental Basketball Association for a year before joining the 76ers as an associate head coach in 1994. He served as head coach under Larry Brown, Johnny Davis, 1996 to 1997, and John Lucas, 1994 to 1996. He also had a key role in the Philadelphia club that advanced to the 2001 NBA Finals. He was appointed head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers in 2001. In his 4 years as coach, he guided the team to 2 postseason appearances, but they were eliminated in the opening round. Following a subpar start to the 2004-05 season, he was let go. During a Trail Blazers vs. Dallas Mavericks game on April 25, 2003, Cheeks is well known for helping 13-year-old Natalie Gilbert sing the American national anthem. Gilbert was having trouble singing at the twilight's last gleaming when Cheeks hurried over to assist her. As they completed the song together, the whole Rose Garden Arena audience joined in on their song. When the song ended, Cheeks and Gilbert were given a standing ovation. Cheeks was appointed head coach of the 76ers in 2005. Cheeks' 11-year NBA career, which included leading the 76ers to the 1983 NBA title, helped make him a beloved figure among 76ers supporters. The 76ers' standout player Allen Iverson, who collaborated with Cheeks while serving as the team's assistant head coach, also commended the decision. But in his first 2 seasons, he failed to make the playoffs. Veterans Chris Webber and Allen Iverson of the 76ers were starting to lose patience with the team's direction. Iverson was moved to the Nuggets and Webber was cut during the 2006-07 season, leaving Cheeks with one of the NBA's youngest squads. Despite Cheeks' losing record as coach, the 76ers renewed his contract by 1 year on February 20, 2007. Low expectations greeted the 76ers at the start of the 2007-08 season, with many analysts projecting them to finish last in the conference. However, on April 4, 2008, the Sixers defeated the Atlanta Hawks to secure a postseason berth. It was their first post-Iverson postseason appearance as well as their first since 2005. Nevertheless, the Detroit Pistons defeated them 4-2. Despite being eliminated, A lot of fans thought this was a good season because the 76ers started the season 12 games below .500 before going on a 21-7 run that got them into the playoffs. Despite adding Andre Iguodala to their roster and signing Elton Brand in the offseason, the 76ers had a 9-14 start to the 2008-09 NBA season. On December 13, 2008, the 76ers fired Cheeks because of their sluggish start. He was brought on as the Oklahoma City Thunder's assistant coach on August 14, 2009. Cheeks consented to take over as head coach of the Detroit Pistons on June 10, 2013. The Detroit Pistons removed him from his head coaching duties on February 9, 2014, and temporarily replaced him with John Lawyer for the balance of the season. The decision was made in response to the subtle jabs at Cheeks that Tom Gores made, claiming the Pistons were better than our record and not playing at their maximum. Cheeks rejoined the Thunder on June 29, 2015, this time as an assistant coach. Following the signing of Billy Donovan by the Chicago Bulls, Cheeks was brought on as an assistant coach on November 14, 2020. It was announced on June 13, 2024, that Cheeks would be joining the New York Knicks as an assistant coach under Tom Thibodeau. Awards and honors. Cheeks was inducted as a player into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame on September 7, 2018. As we wrap up, consider subscribing and click on the bell notification.
We do it.